Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Coming up this week, SeaWorld agrees to upgrade their killer whale habitats, but only after posting record losses in the second quarter. Is it going to be enough? Captain Cook's at the Polynesian Resort is open again after being rehabbed, and it seems like the love affair between AAA and Disney may be in trouble. We're going to talk about that. Also, in our segment this week, it's the Hawaii show, which I'm really excited about. We're going to tell you about our stay at Disney's Aulani Resort on Oahu and our cruise around the Hawaiian Islands on Norwegian Cruise Line's Pride of America. All that coming up next. From the Bob Varley Studio in Orlando, Florida, this is the DIS Unplugged. This is the DIS Unplugged, episode 731 for the week of August 19th, 2014. The DIS Unplugged is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel, experts at helping you plan the perfect Disney vacation. Visit them on the web at www.dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. Hey everybody, and welcome to the show, coming to you live from the Bob Varley Studio in Orlando, Florida. I'm your host, Pete Werner, joined at the table this week by my good friends John Magi, Kevin Close, Tracy Heinrichs, Ben from the podcast, yay! And back in the production nook, our producer Dustin West, along with associate producers Craig Williams and Sean Thompson. What are you guys doing back there?
Just fixing something real quick. It's
what,
all
the
good.
2 hours you had to set up wasn't enough?
Yeah. It's all good.
All right. So, all right, in housekeeping, couple things. I knew I was going to regret doing this a couple weeks ago when somebody asked me to do a shout-out, because I don't like doing them, but I got some messages on Facebook because I got inundated with friend requests after last week, which was really...
begged for.
I didn't beg.
It was shameful.
Yeah. Oh, he's just jealous because Kevin's ahead of him on Twitter now.
So sad.
But it was kind of cute. I got a message on Facebook from Ross Percy in England, who's getting married on the 24th, and he wanted me to give a shout out to his fiancée, Victoria Hooper. So, Victoria, hey. And then a little while later, and it may have been coordinated, I don't know, but the way it came in, it was cute. A little while later, Victoria sent me a message and said it would be really cool if I told Ross how excited she was to be getting married on the 24th and honeymooning in Disney World. So, Ross and Victoria, congratulations. Yeah. Assuming that you make it the next 5 days to the altar. Things can happen. I'm not wishing any bad on you, but you never know. But congratulations, and I hope you have a great honeymoon in
So it's going to turn into like an Al Roker section now?
No, it's not, because I'm not doing this anymore, okay? I did this because it was cute. I'm not doing it anymore. Don't send them to me.
No more long-distance dedication?
No.
I was going to say it could be like the Smucker's happy birthday announcement.
What's that?
on the Today Show, they have the Smucker's birthday celebration.
Oh, yeah. The other thing I want to mention is the upcoming DIS Meets to raise money for Give Kids the World. Of course, the next one coming up, first weekend in September, the Indianapolis meet, the longest-running meet of all of them. So if you're in the Indianapolis area and want to spend a nice time, a nice day with some other Dizzers, check that out. We're going to have links to all these in the show notes page, disunplugged.com. Also, the New England meet happening the first weekend in October in Plymouth, Massachusetts. And the Arizona meet happening in Phoenix, October 24th through the 26th. So, and then, of course, the Delaware meet, the first weekend in November. They all picked, like, the first weekend of the month, which is fine. But Delaware meet coming up also, first weekend in November. So be sure to check those out, raising money for Give Kids the World. Also, we're going to put a link in the show notes page from an article that appeared in the Chronicle Herald in Nova Scotia about the meet that we did up there, which a rousing success. We raised a ton of money, had over 200 people show up, which still blows my mind. So I'll have a link to that in the show notes page as well. Reminding everybody also, Thursday, the Disneyland edition of the DIS Unplugged goes live, disunplugged.com. You can also subscribe to them on iTunes. This week, Michael Bowling discusses a Walt Disney Family Museum presentation focusing on Disney artists who illustrated Little Golden Books. Plus, Tom takes a look at Cortona Inn and Suites, which I've never heard of. So,
Okay.
tune in for that. Anybody else?
I do. On the DIS Unplugged board, on the DIS boards, Jack Bergen has started a game about the ancient history of the podcast. Go see if you can answer the questions or come up with questions of your own. It's a fun thread. I've played along a little bit.
Can you answer the questions?
Most of them I can. There's one up right now that I don't know the answer to. So it's a fun. It's Jack started it. Ancient history. It's called.
Do you know what the question is that you can't answer?
Corey did his college program as a lifeguard. Julie wasn't in the college program. What job did she hold at Disney?
Oh, I know the answer to that.
Do you?
Yep.
I don't know the answer, so I don't remember the answer. But it's kind of fun. It's harmless, it's fun, and you're welcome to play along. What people are doing is they're answering, but if you don't want to know the answer, if you want to keep guessing, people are putting their answer in white, so you would have to highlight their answer to see what it is.
Oh, that's cool.
It's just a way to... It's a fun game. I've been enjoying it. You come up with information that I don't even remember saying.
Make sure we'll put a link to that in the show notes. It's pretty cool. Make sure I put that on the script so Dustin knows.
Thank you.
Oh, Lord, there was something I just wanted to mention, and I completely forgot what it was. Oh, I hate when that happens.
I do too.
Oh, God, it's getting so bad. Getting old sucks.
Betty Davis always said.
Oh, I remember.
For sissies.
I remember. A couple weeks ago, we had to do a test broadcast because we added some new equipment into the studio, and we called it Freeform Friday, and we just kind of hung out. A few of us hung out and just talked. I mean, there was no format, there was no structure, and you guys loved it. Go figure. So we're going to do it again. We're going to do it again this Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. It's only on live stream, although this time we are going to put the audio from it up on iTunes. We're not going to be posting it on YouTube, but you can always come and look at it on live stream. But we will put the audio up on YouTube for our listeners because if several people asked for that. So we are going to do that. It was a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. We have absolutely no agenda going in. We don't know what we're going to talk about, and just kind of open up the mic and the camera and go. And
yeah, that was fun last time.
It was a lot of fun, and we had a lot of people. We had over 400. What's funny?
Apparently, according to chat, in our shot, a string is in the shot.
There's a tiny bell, and every time it rings, an angel gets its wings.
Where is that coming from?
From the ceiling.
It's from the ceiling
from
fan.
the ceiling fan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oops.
All right.
We'll fix that in between segments. Sorry.
Okay.
It's the thing you pull and the bucket falls on Dustin's head. The ice bucket falls on his head.
So yeah, Friday. This Friday. What is that? The 22nd.
Yes.
Yeah.
8 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll go live for a few hours, and who knows what's going to happen. I let them drink, so anything can happen. Anything else for housekeeping?
Yeah, we tonight Sean and I are doing another Universal show. 7 o'clock. We'll be going out live for it.
Drunken
freeform.
Didn't say it.
No.
Get it out.
It's okay.
I hate it when bad things happen to a
Me
good joke.
too. God, I'm sorry. I apologize for interrupting you.
No, there will be no free-forming and junk, but we're going to talk about the best ways to get wet at Universal and a lot of exciting news updates.
Halloween Horror Nights.
Halloween Horror Nights.
Christmas is coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Lots of exciting things.
It's going to be fun. So
Sean says Christmas is coming back like it doesn't come back every year.
It's always a toss-up.
Big news.
Breaking news from the podcast. Christmas is coming. You know, it's funny though. I for whatever reason, I don't know why, I'm obsessed with Christmas already.
I don't know.
I'm like thinking
Have you
about
been to Cracker Barrel?
no.
Get your fill, right?
I'm thinking about
obsessed in
decorations. I'm thinking about presents. What I'm getting people. I don't know.
Do you want my list?
I'd be interested to find out how the boys get wet at Universal.
Okay, don't. Tracy already lit up when they said it.
you'd be surprised.
Actually, we wouldn't.
Maybe not.
Okay, and is there anything else for housekeeping before this degenerates into 8th grade bathroom humor? Okay. We have the poll results from last week. We asked if there was a particular event at Walt Disney World that you planned your vacation around. 33% of you said no. You did not plan your stay around any particular event at Disney World, which means that 67% of you do, which is pretty shows how successful Disney has been at getting these events to draw in visitors. 23% of you said food and wine was the event you were most likely going to plan your vacation around. 14% said Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. 11% chose Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. 6% said Flower and Garden, 4% said Star Wars Weekends, and 9% said they planned around other events, the vast majority of those around the Run Disney events, the marathons, which I just completely forgot to include in this, which I apologize. But if you take a look at me, I don't focus on running a lot, unless it's running to the refrigerator or running to McDonald's.
The good news is that 4 or 5 of those events all happen at once at Disney. At some point, they all overlap now.
I was just going to say my favorite weekend is Veterans Day weekend. It's the 7th, 8th, and 9th. It's the last of Food and Wine. It's the beginning of the Christmas party. It's the
Right.
Festival of the Masters. There's a marathon in the morning or evening. There's a marathon sometime that weekend.
Yeah, they do, and really it's.
And there's no parking for any of it.
Well, have you noticed? I'm not saying it has anything to do with my rant a few weeks ago, but there's been this. There was a blog now on the Disney Parks blog about things you should keep in mind when going to downtown Disney. They're changing up the bus service. They're changing up the boat service. Like I said, I really am not saying it had anything to do with my rant, but what the hell took you so long to address this as a problem? But at least you're addressing it, so good for you.
Well, guess why? Do you see the article I sent you? Our friend Josh Diamoro has now been put in charge of Vice President, Walt Disney Resorts and Transportation.
I know. I'm thrilled. I'm sad that he's not going to have more time to put his stamp on Animal Kingdom, which is where he was. Josh Diamoro was Vice President of Adventures by Disney. That's how we got to know him. He then got promoted to Senior Vice President of Animal Kingdom. He ran Animal Kingdom. And now he's been moved over to Senior Vice President, Walt Disney World Resort and Transportation. So it's not just the transportation, but the resort as well. It's a big role. The guy that, Tom Wolber, the guy that just had it, is moving over to head up Disneyland Paris. And the guy, I forgot his name, that was at Disneyland Paris is now moving over to Shanghai, I believe.
Jacques.
Yeah, because all French people are named Jacques.
Ratatouille.
Our winner for the poll this week, Jana Kirksey. Jana, we're not friends on Facebook. So in your other folder is a note for me saying I need to know where you'd like the $50 gift card sent. We give away a $50 gift card every week at random from the people who answer our poll. And it's a $50 Disney gift card. So I do want to give a shout out to Eric Norton, who won a few weeks ago, who has asked that his $50 be donated to Give Kids the World, which I thought was really classy. So thank you for that, Eric, and I hope Give Kids the World appreciates it. So Jana, check your other inbox on Facebook and get back to me so that I have your information. And that's going to do it for housekeeping. We're going to throw it over to Johnny with the news.
All right. Our first news story, SeaWorld to upgrade killer whale habitats. SeaWorld announced that it will double the size of the habitats it uses for their killer whales at its 3 theme parks. The first of the new killer whale exhibits will open to the public in San Diego in 2018. New habitats will roll out at its other 2 locations in Orlando, Florida, and San Antonio, Texas will follow at some point after that. The move comes amid a backlash following the release of Blackfish, a documentary aired by CNN that examined SeaWorld's treatment of the animals in a heavily critical light and questioned whether they should be held in captivity at all. In a news release, SeaWorld said that the new enclosures, dubbed the Blue World Project, will add 5 million gallons to the killer whale tank.
Killer whale.
Killer whale tank, what did I say?
Killer wall.
Killer wall.
I hate killer walls.
Should put killer walls in there. Killer whale tank creating a maximum depth of 50 feet and simulate underwater currents. The new exhibit will also feature a simulated shoreline.
So they can beach themselves?
The company also said it will donate $10 million to study the welfare of killer whales in the wild and start a yet-to-be-disclosed multi-million-dollar partnership focused on protecting the ocean. It might be cheaper to just release them.
Send them back.
Instead of just recreating the ocean, it might just be better to just...
Well, of course, this was, not good enough for all the animal rights activists and folks that are clamoring about SeaWorld. It never will be. Anything short of completely closing SeaWorld is not going to be enough for them. I think, obviously SeaWorld is doing this not because of, that they agree with this criticism that's been levied on them through Blackfish and other places, but because it's actually, it's affecting their bottom line now. Their stock has taken a nosedive after the second quarter results showed that this is continuing to have an impact. And the question right now on everybody's mind is how low will it go? How low will that stock price go? How bad will the hit be at the turnstiles for them? And I don't know. The more I read about Blackfish, that documentary, the more I hear about some of the people involved with it and what their agenda is, the more suspect I am of the whole thing. This is an extreme left-wing organization with an agenda. And
Don Branchow's family came out against it.
Exactly.
And in my opinion, I'm following them.
Exactly. They look. I'm not weighing in on whether killer whales should or should not be kept in captivity. I think there's an argument to be made on both sides. What's going on with Blackfish is not right. It just isn't right. And of all the theme parks, of all the organizations in this town, I can tell you unequivocally, nobody gives back the way SeaWorld does, especially when it comes to rescue, especially when it comes to conservation, education. No theme park in this city does more than they do with that. And
they're kind of quiet about it.
They are. That's the thing that gets me, is that they don't do it. It's not just done for PR. They do it quietly a lot of the time. And to paint these people as being depraved, as having depraved indifference to the welfare of these animals is so wrong and so unfair. It just really bothers me. And that people have just bought Blackfish hook, line, and sinker without taking a look at the whole picture and getting the truth about some of these people in that documentary that claim to be scientists that are not scientists. These are animal rights activists. This is a political hit job, is what Blackfish is. It is a hit job on SeaWorld, and it's unfair. I'm not saying some of the criticism isn't fair, but the way it's been presented is grossly inaccurate and very unfair, and they use a lot of tricks. And like Kevin said, the family of Don Branchow, the trainer that was killed by Tillicum a few years ago, they have come out against this. They have come out and said that if Dawn were here, that she would not be in favor of any of what's going on right now. And these people in Blackfish pimping out this woman's death and her memory like this is disgusting. Is absolutely disgusting. And as Kevin said, I go with the family. They're the only ones that should be speaking for Dawn Branchow. Not me, not Blackfish, not PETA, not any of these other organizations. They don't have a right to speak for her. And that's what they've tried to do in this documentary. So, I'm glad that SeaWorld is doing something. A lot of the PR problem they're having now is their own fault. They didn't respond fast enough. They didn't respond aggressively enough. They should have done that from the beginning. But I do hope that this levels off for them at some point.
I made a joke about why don't they just release them back into the ocean. The truth is that they can't.
No,
These
of course
animals have no natural defenses anymore. They can't take care of themselves in the ocean.
They've been born and bred in captivity.
Right. So
the other thing is, though, and I think to me, the thing that I read about these elephants in zoos, and not zoos, in traveling circuses, and the Ringling Brothers Circus, and elephants around the world who are being beaten into submission so that they react the way people want them to react. These whales are well tended. Whether or not their emotional stability, they're happy or whatever, that's not the same as physical abuse. These animals are not being physically abused. They are being treated royally at the best of everybody's ability. But there are other things that are so more egregious that sort of go by the wayside. This has become a cause. It's just become a cause. And I think to myself, people are jumping on the bandwagon because it's a cause. There are so many other things that are so much worse. If you're going to focus your attention on animal cruelty, focus it on animal cruelty.
True animal cruelty.
Right.
I mean, this in Habitat that they're building, they don't really have to do this. They could just sort of say, you know what, we won't just show the killer whales anymore. They'll just live out their lives this way. But to create this habitat for them to continue to show people what these great animals are and teach people and continue the education process, I think SeaWorld should get a lot of credit. And whether or not it increases their bottom line, and that's the reason why they're doing it, it still has a good message that they
and before anybody starts criticizing me that I'm saying this because I have a business relationship with SeaWorld, I have no business relationship with SeaWorld. I don't sell anything having to do with SeaWorld. I have no connection to them. I don't meet with them. I don't know them. I don't talk to them. I don't email with them. I don't sell anything for SeaWorld. So this is just me as a fan. This is me as a theme park fan in Orlando, knowing what I know from having been there, having been to SeaWorld many times, seeing what I've seen, knowing what I know, because this is what I do for a living. Because the last time I kind of went off on this, I got a lot of, well, he has a business relationship. No, I don't. No, I don't. I have no business relationship with SeaWorld whatsoever. I make no money from SeaWorld. None. And when I do have a business relationship, I am more transparent than just about anybody else out there in being very upfront about it. I have no business relationship with SeaWorld. I think this was a hit job. I think it's unfair, and I think people need to look at both sides of the story and not just swallow Blackfish whole the way a lot of people seem to have done. So with that, we'll move on to the next story.
All right, our next story, Frozen behind the scenes special coming to ABC. A 1-hour behind-the-scenes Frozen special will air on ABC next month. The story of Frozen, making a Disney animated classic, will air on September 2nd at 8 p.m. According to Variety, viewers will get a chance to see inside Walt Disney Animation Studios, as well as see interviews with the film's creative team and stars. Interviewed for the special were Kristen Bell, Idina Menzel,
Adela
Dazeem, executive producer John Lasseter, and assorted other people.
They're going to make their habitats bigger too, you know.
Are they really? An announcement about the, quote, next chapter of Frozen will also be made, and a preview of Anna, Elsa, and Kristoff and ABC's Once Upon a Time will be part of the special. A sneak peek of Big Hero 6, coming to theaters November 7th, will also be on the show.
You know what I'm hoping? I'm really hoping that, since Frozen was a Disney film, not a Pixar film, a Disney film, I'm really hoping this is this generation's Little Mermaid. Little Mermaid really was the beginning of the renaissance of Disney animation, and it kind of died after Hunchback. Actually, Pocahontas. I think it started going downhill with Pocahontas. And then they kind of shuttered the whole thing after a little while. And now it seems like, this unexpected hit, Frozen. I'm really hoping it just... it's deserved its status. I don't think anybody can say that Frozen, even with all the attention it gets, is overrated. It's an amazing film.
Yeah.
Amazing music, amazing story. I really hope this is that new Renaissance time for them.
But they put the money into the story and the music, and they've proven that people like that product, that sort of movie musical, the animated musical. And I think Disney tends to lose sight of that every once in a while. There's a lot of talented people out there. I mean,
Yeah, sorry. Go
The
ahead.
Little Mermaid worked on a whole bunch of levels. It was a movie musical. It was an old-fashioned musical. And Beauty and the Beast also. So there was this format works.
Yep, absolutely.
Right, you're talking about that time period of Disney films that, for the most part, all of them have made their way to Broadway. They're of that caliber, and then
Frozen will too eventually.
Yeah, and then it tapered off to like Home on the Range and Treasure Planet.
Well, speaking of Broadway, I got information from a good source, Little Birdie. Told me that, I don't know if you guys have heard that Newsies is closing.
Yes.
On Broadway.
I believe it closed.
Or has closed. The rumor was that it was closing because of disappointing box office. And what I'm being told is that's not true. It closed because Hunchback is coming to Broadway. And that it's going to be, it's at the Nederlander, isn't it? Was it Newsies? I believe it was at the Nederlander.
I don't remember.
But whatever theater Newsies was in, Hunchback is coming to, which I think I've always loved the music from Hunchback. I always thought Hunchback was a great movie. It's one of my favorites. So that's something I'm really excited about. I'd love to see Hunchback.
Newsies is touring. It's going to be in Orlando for the next touring season. It starts in the fall and then goes through the spring. I apologize, I don't have the dates.
Because they never expected that to go to Broadway. That was just kind of doing like, they were just like playing around with that. I don't think they ever expected that to go to Broadway.
I believe box office is part of it. Because when we were in New York, it was all over the place, and they were giving out tickets like they were takeout menus from a Chinese restaurant. They were having really hard
Not as
time
bad
for
as
it.
Chicago.
No, not as bad as Chicago.
Well, the
They're
play
paying you
couldn't
to
be
go
as
see
bad as Chicago.
I say I love the music of Chicago.
So I know I love Chicago, but no, I saw it a few years ago, and you know when Roxy Hart is 75 years old, and you know Chicago's been running. I think she was in the original cast, the Roxy we saw, But all right, let's move on from that. We want to talk a little bit about this rumor that's going around. It's actually been going around for a while. We started seeing things crop up on the boards in January that there appeared to be a falling out between AAA and Disney. Now, this has been a long-running relationship for as long as I can remember.
For almost as long as I've been in the business.
Yeah.
Long time.
And because you started in the business in 1946.
I did.
When Chicago first opened.
Actually,
Chicago
it was.
first.
It was.
She was the
It was the
original
winter of 1945. Actually.
So I mean,
Love specifics.
Disney and AAA have been lovers for quite some time.
And we've sort of official now. Our agents are being told by Disney agents that there will not be AAA packages offered for 2015, and there will no longer be AAA discounted rooms being offered for 2015. No one has come out and said it to us. There's no been official release, but we feel that this is
Once
the
everybody
information.
knows,
Right.
Disney will make an official release.
Yeah, right. Exactly. What does it mean though? I mean, this has been Disney's. I mean, their closest relationship with any travel organization. I think it's safe to say.
This means
I
no
think
more
so, for
diamond
sure.
parking.
I don't. I was at CAA, the Canadian AAA, and before I came to Dreams, and that relationship was like nothing I'd ever seen. It was like, having been in the business a long time, I'd never seen anything like that relationship until I got there, and it was like somebody had some pictures of somebody, like it was that kind of. It was right. It was like what's happening.
Michael Eisner and a llama.
Right. It was weird, but the problem was, I don't know how lucrative it was for Disney, because they were CAA and AAA. These are your Disney experts. We have this relationship, and the problem was when clients would get into the office, that wasn't carried forward. So most of the offices didn't have agents that specialized in Disney, or had even been to Disney in a lot of cases.
Right.
So it just kind of seemed to fall flat once it got to the customer level, like the customer in front of. So a customer would come in and say, I hear this is the place to come for Disney. You all know about Disney, and they might have to pass through 3 travel agents before they could find somebody who'd been to Disney.
Do you think it's Disney ending it because of AAA not being able to support that level of
I would think so.
service?
I would
I think it's
so.
Disney
And
ending
I
it
think
because they don't need AAA.
They don't
anymore.
need AAA.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
It's partly that too, and I think Disney has to be seeing there are so many other agencies out there or companies out there, and so many other ways to get their message out that aren't costing them the same amount of money as that relationship with AAA was.
Yeah.
And that relationship with AAA was multifaceted. So, like in the store, they were selling tickets. They had the diamond parking passes. For a while, there was a special if you booked a cruise. That ended a while back. January was Disney month at AAA. So there was always something special for booking a package. And there was, besides the room discounts, AAA, you could get a package discount. Us at Dreams, we can't book a package with a AAA discount, but at AAA, they could. It was minimal, but it was a little bit of a discount. So there was multiple angles
There was also
to
that
what they were offering.
discount for merchandise even
Yep.
on the ships.
Yep.
If you were a
there was
AAA
that.
member, you could get.
There used to be a discount. I know in Disneyland, I think there's actually more discounts than there are in World as far as merchandise and stuff for being AAA. So it'll be interesting to see how it's going to affect us on our side. I think the biggest area is Alani. a lot of reservations I book are with AAA discounts. Because of the price of per night in Aulani, it equates to some money. So the AAA discount at Aulani is actually better than some of the Aulani discounts are. So I think that's where we're going to feel it the most.
I think it has a lot to do with, record attendance at Disney World, record profits at Disney World. Disney's doing great. Disney, financially in particular, is doing great. And, from a business standpoint, I get it. I don't need to give away all these things that I'm giving away to AAA, and so I'm not going to. But it just is stunning because this is a relationship that has gone on for decades, literally decades. AAA. I mean, I have some old collateral laying around here that I picked up when we were decorating the studio. Some old brochures from like the 70s, AAA. So it's been around for quite a while. So it is kind of stunning that it looks like this relationship may be coming to an end. Now, we are hearing that this has been a contract negotiation issue. So it may very well end up that at some point somebody gives and Disney renews the contract. But if Disney agents are now saying to us that there are not going to be any packages for 2015 with a AAA discount, that's pretty significant. But people on cruise line were hearing this back in January, that the amenities and the perks for AAA, booking with AAA, aren't there.
The cruise line was the first to go. The amenities and stuff for booking cruise line with AAA, that was the first to go. That kind of quietly went away a little while ago. And now the rest of it. I would have a really hard time believing this came from AAA. Because they would definitely be the benefactors of that relationship.
So, and I wonder how badly that's going to hurt AAA.
I don't know. Being a AAA member, you get those booklets. They're selling everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
they just, I mean, they push everything on there. So I don't think that this is going to be that significant for them. It's
going to be, I think it brought a lot of people in the door for sure because there was that co-marketing that always happened. It was AAA and Disney. I think the West Coast is going to feel it quite a bit because I think there's a lot more in the Disneyland and AAA market on the West Coast than there is necessarily on the East Coast.
AAA,
so I think they're going to feel it a little bit more. But AAA, and as far as the traditional agency goes, just speaking from the travel agency part of AAA, I think it's going to hurt them. As a traditional travel agent, you're already battling a number of competition and different things going on, and so taking that away, I think they're going to feel it.
Well, it was interesting. It was interesting when I saw that popping up this past week, past couple weeks, questions and issues about this. So I'm very interested to see what else is going to happen. We know from working with Disney that when the economy goes down, they're real open to a lot of things. And when they're doing well, those doors close. And that's what this feels like to me.
We just had Disney come to us, well, not come to us particularly, but came to travel agents in general, and they've taken away things that we usually get commission on. So I think you're starting to see it throughout the rest of the travel industry as well, where they're saying, you know what, we don't need travel agents. We're doing great. So guess what? We're going to cut out this, and this, and you're going to get a smaller piece of the pie.
It's almost secular, isn't it? We've seen it before. So the numbers are up and attendance is good. And then, when things come back down around, all of a sudden, travel agents are our best friends again. Come on in, come to dinner. What can we do for you? Instead of sometimes it feels like the attitude is, what have you done for me lately? All of a sudden, they switch that around a little bit and it's like, come on, what can we do for you to get you back?
Right.
And so it's very secular with them.
So, interesting. See where it heads up. So, all right. Thank you for the news, John. We're going to move on to our Caption This. From last week, we had a picture of Jenny Lynn in a British phone booth in the middle of a vineyard in Nova Scotia. This was while we were on the Nova Scotia trip for the DIS Meet to raise money for Give Kids the World.
It's a very random collection of things.
It is. And this vineyard that we went to, we had lunch at, has this phone booth in the middle of the vineyard where you can make international phone calls for free. So we posted this picture. Tara DeBona, one of the organizers of the New England Dis Meet, wrote, "Hello, American Embassy, help. These people I met on the internet are crazy. Please help get me home." Tom Stowe came up with a cute meme, and I can't read it from here. Dustin, can you?
It says, "In mankind's darkest hour, when Pete's in Hawaii, she will save us all by saying stuff about Disney World."
So it's two pictures. One, the picture we posted of Jenny in the phone booth, and the other one he doctored so that Jenny Lynn is in a Supergirl outfit.
Yeah.
It's really cute. He did a great job with it. That was fun. And Vladimir Parada, I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If you are looking for free dining for 2016, I can tell you I don't have that info. But what I do have are a very particular set of skills I have acquired over a very long career, skills that make me a dream for people like you. If you book with Dreams Unlimited Travel now, that will be the end of it. If not, I will harass you. I will pursue you. But if you don't, if you book with Dreams Unlimited Travel now, that will be the end of it. I will not harass you. I will not pursue you. But if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you. And I will give you a gift basket. Which I thought was really
I think Vladimir's a dreams agent. I think it's just a code name for a dreams agent because that sounds like something one of our agents would have sent in.
Okay, maybe. I don't know. All right, for this week's Caption This, we have, in honor of our upcoming Hawaii show, we have a picture of Dustin outside of Matsumoto's Shave Ice. They have those displays where you can put your head through. And this is Dustin as a shave ice surfing. If you want to check out the picture, Facebook.com/DIS Unplugged. Go ahead and add your caption. And I love this picture.
Oh, man.
But I had to search for a good picture for this week. They're getting harder and harder to come up with.
It's a good thing I don't know how to do that. Capture this thing.
Capture this?
Caption this thing. Because mine are really dirty.
Or capture.
Capture this.
Might be capture this. That's what we should call it.
So, all right. Let's move on to rapid fire. I'm actually going to start this week with something that just came out. You no longer need a ticket to purchase Magic Bands. You can now buy your Magic Bands without an admission ticket, which I'm surprised they're doing.
I don't know why. Why would you want it if you don't have an admission ticket?
I thought the off-site guests could do this already and then just attach your ticket to the band you bought. You had to have a ticket.
You had to have a ticket already.
Yeah,
Yeah, you have to have ticket media. So my example a couple weeks ago was I wanted to buy the Frozen ones. I wanted to buy it as a gift. My sister wanted the Olaf Magic Band, but they wouldn't let me buy it and not link it to
And this may be the reason that they're doing
All
it.
right, now that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because as far as I'm concerned, they can come out with an entire line of collectible Magic Bands, and I will buy them all. I love them. I love them. I absolutely love them.
Yeah, even if they're dead weight, just let me buy it.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. Or as a gift or something like that. Why not?
I think that's true, too. You think maybe people are going to go to Disney, and you think, I'm going to give them this so that they can attach their tickets eventually and have this one that's really special.
Exactly. So,
But they're limited time, those special ones, I understand. They do special things for a short period of
It
time.
makes them more valuable, more coveted.
Well, I think people are disappointed that it's not going on longer. They said they sold special ones for Star Wars weekend. They don't do what they did anymore. And the Frozen ones did something special, and apparently that stops very soon.
well, I think we have only seen the very tip of the iceberg when it comes to what Disney is going to figure out ways to do with these Magic Bands.
I think so, too.
Well, they've now figured out a way to make you purchase the vehicle for your ticket.
For the ticket you don't have.
I think you don't have yet.
Well, it's like, here's your ticket. Well, now you have to have something else to do it. And I think, you figured out another way to charge money for that ticket.
I am a lover of the Magic Bands, the FastPass Plus, the whole My Disney experience. I can't tell you from an agent point of view, but also from a guest. I love everything about it. We've
Yeah,
had nothing
me
but
too.
good experience with it. It's changed the way we tour the parks. It has made our lives easier when we're touring the
I
parks.
agree.
I love everything about it. But I will say, stop making the magic bands do extra things, and stop all the special little stuff until you've got the basic thing figured out. Let's stop adding a bunch of other stuff. Let's figure out the basics, make sure it's running 100% all the time, and then start playing with what else it can do.
Just as an update in chat, they're saying you still can't even buy the limited edition ones without Ticket Media. So I don't know what use that is.
No, we'll
You
see.
can only buy the basic colored ones.
But you can at least now buy them without tickets. So, all right, John.
All right, there is a new Disney Cruise Line Canadian resident discount out. 20% off prevailing rate on certain sailings on the Disney Magic Western Caribbean sailings out of Port Canaveral, and a couple of 5-night Western Caribbean cruises out of Miami. Really great discount, some good savings out there. One of the reasons why I wanted to mention it is that it specifically covers Podcast Cruise. Podcast Cruise 5.0. So if you are a Canadian resident and for some reason we don't know it, you're trying to hide your address from us and pretend you live in New Hampshire, let Tracy know.
Yeah, because I have contacted everybody that I know to be Canadian,
Right.
everybody whose address is Canadian.
Which is everyone in Canada.
Just about everybody.
Yeah.
I've
You all know each
already,
other.
whether I was able to get you the discount or whether what you already have was a better deal, because it can't be combined with other offers. So if you already had an onboard booking,
Or
it might,
DVC.
or the DVC offer, it might have been a better deal. So I think I've already got everybody that I know of. So if you haven't heard from me, pop me an email and we'll double check for you.
Or if you're Canadian and want to join us in the podcast
Even more.
cruise.
If you're on the fence, this is the time to do it. If you're a DVC member, if you're a Canadian resident, this is the time. If you're on the fence about joining us, because these are like rates we've never seen on any other podcast cruise. And I think there's still some space left
Which is great.
on this sailing. So, join us because best rates.
There are a couple other sale dates that are available. November 30th is Podcast Cruise 5, December 7th, January 4th, and January 25th for 7-night cruises, October 31st and November 28th for the 5-night sailings out of Miami. So even if you're not on Podcast Cruise 5.0, take advantage of those discounts.
Exactly. And they are not available on suites, just so they're categories 4A to 11C based on availability. I know on
Strictly those
Podcast
are fine.
Cruise, we're seeing very limited categories available, but no suites.
As usual, restrictions apply, so
Yeah,
you'll figure it out.
right.
Thank you, John. Kevin.
There are some new special events for the Epcot Food and Wine Festival this fall. There is the Ultimate Day VIP Tour. This is $3.99 a person. The day-long tour begins at the Festival Center VIP Lounge and includes champagne, a beverage tasting, 6-course tapas-style lunch, wine, private backstage tours, time on Epcot attractions, food and beverage, pairings with Disney chefs, VIP seating for the Eat to the Beat concert, and reserved seating for Illuminations. That is available. There's a new late night live. There's going to be a street party from 9:45 to 1 a.m. in World Showcase. It's at the Festival Center, located between the United Kingdom Pavilion and World Showcase Plaza.
One of the good things about this one, though, is that you don't need park admission. So you can,
The late night live.
right, so you won't burn up a park admission if you didn't need to.
There's the premium package. The premium package is $199. It's available for guests of the Walt Disney World Resorts and the Swan and Dolphin. It includes in-room gifts with wine, festival wine glass, truffles, food and wine festival magic band, a $50 gift card, and credentials for premium package areas. Another one is the Boot Camp series. These are 2-hour interactive adventures that will allow you to explore your inner chef and gain culinary experience. This one sounds very fun. There's a food and wine pairing, a chocolate series, cake decorating, and my favorite, there's 2 hours talking about pickling. The one that sounds the most intriguing to me, and there's very little information about it added, is Dining Through the Decades, a tribute to Walt Disney.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Doesn't that sound cool? That's that's $99 or $199 or $119 per person. I think you get a discount if you book it in advance. There is an Epcot International Food and Wine Festival boot camp. There are other boot camps. There's Experience Puerto Rico, the All-Star Island. Food for Thought, where celebrity chefs will share tips, memories, and food inspired by their cookbooks. Norman Van Aken from Norman's Restaurant at the Ritz, Robert Irvine, Andrew Zimmerman, Jamie Dean, Rick Bayless, Brian Voltaggio and Kat Cora are the chefs. There's Italian white truffle and wine pairing dinner, Mediterranean food and wine pairings, and shake and indulge like the French.
Okay.
As they do.
As you
That's
know.
after dark.
As you do.
The event is sponsored by Grand Marnier, the #1 liqueur in France. You're welcome to a mimosa. Then we'll sample Grand Marnier Cordon Rouge. Learn to shake and muddle drinks like the pros. It's either shake and indulge or pickling. Those are my choices.
All right.
So those are all available through call WDW Fest or your travel agent.
Thank you, Kevin. Tracy.
Mine is about our Alaska cruise on Royal Caribbean. We still have some space
Did she
left.
say Alaska?
Alaska?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Canadian pronunciation.
EH, Alaska.
Yeah, exactly.
Alaska.
So it's June 12th, as I'm sure most people know now, on the Jewel of the Seas out of Seattle. We do still have some group space left, so if you are thinking about it, get in on it quick because it's not going to last long. Royal Caribbean keeps kind of taking it back from me, and every month I get them to give me 1 more month. So we're going to lose it soon.
You got a nice group on this.
We do have a great group. It's a nice number. This is not podcast cruise. This isn't, the
Just
normal.
come and hang out with us
yeah,
in
this isn't
Alaska.
the glitz and the glamour of podcast cruise.
I
This-
actually want to say I think we're going to change it up a little bit because it's gotten so big.
breaking news.
I thought it was breaking.
Yeah,
news.
really.
I thought there would be.
Tracy's like, damn, what now?
What's he doing? I thought there'd be like 20 people on this cruise and just hang. But there's so many of us that I think we're going to turn it into Diz Cruise 2.0, and we'll
How many do we
do
have?
some special stuff.
We're somewhere around 90 to 100 now.
Nice.
Yeah, let's say, I thought it was over
Yeah.
100, but yeah.
Yeah. We're. Oh, you know what? You're right. We might be.
So I think we're definitely going to turn this into something more than I thought it was originally. I thought it was just me, a couple of us going and having
Yeah.
a good
People are
time.
going to get an
It was funny,
Alaska
Chris-
t-shirt.
When I was first selling, I said to Chris, I've sold this many cabins, there's this many people coming. He's like, really? I didn't think you would sell that many. It's like, because you didn't think I could? Like, what? What does that mean?
Thanks for backing me.
All right. Thank you, Tracy. Ben. Now, just before Ben gets started, I know a lot of you remember Ben from the show. How long ago was it?
Oh, it was a while
It's the
ago,
winter of
actually.
45.
It's got to be. It's got to be 3 years.
Is it really
It's
that
got to be
long?
that long. It doesn't seem that long, but it's got to be at least that.
Ben talked about the experience of dealing with autism in the theme parks from a first-person perspective, and is, I think, widely regarded as the best show we've ever done. I feel that way. I know a lot of our listeners feel that way. We're going to make sure on the show notes page we have a link back into the archives for that show so people can go back and listen. It was such a great show, and I was really, really happy that you were able to come down to talk about Hawaii in our next segment because Ben and Tracy were in Hawaii with us, and we had a great time.
We had a great time.
Ben, what is your rapid fire?
All right. Well, my rapid fire today is the actually the Villains Unleashed party. This Saturday, August 23rd. It's obviously the Villains Unleashed party at Hollywood Studios. Over 50 Disney villains will be taking over the park until the 13th hour. So that's pretty cool.
Which is like what, 1 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah.
Is that mean?
Is that Canadian time?
Yeah,
13 o'clock.
13 o'clock.
And guests are encouraged to wear costumes and show their Disney side. There will be dance parties and complimentary face painting. And for adults, tickets are $67 plus tax. And, and $62 plus tax for kids.
Which is not much of a break, is it?
God, no. It's almost a day's admission. Yeah.
All right.
They have figured out that these are popular events and they're going to
Oh, yeah.
capitalize on them.
Any way they can.
Well, no, we had said this last year with the Villains Unleashed because it wasn't a hard ticket event.
Right,
and
it
it was
should
an
have
absolute
been.
nightmare.
Absolutely.
And I had said last year that I'd be shocked if they did it again, and it wasn't, given the popularity of it. So hopefully this year will not be quite as insane.
We've done every hard ticket event they've had at some point over the last few years, and this one looks pretty cool. We would have checked this out if we were in town, for
Yeah.
sure.
Definitely. All right. Dustin.
Yeah, let's see. My rapid fire is pretty rapid. Every Monday, you can check out the new weekly Disneyland update, which is available on the DIS blog, which is blog.wdwinfo.com. Tom Bell is putting this together every week, so it includes any new information about Disneyland, some of the more the local events and attractions around Southern California. He combines it all into one weekly blog every Monday it comes out. So you can check that out at blog.wdwinfo.com.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
No problem.
Greg.
Okay, so Golden Oak Outpost in the Magic Kingdom, kind of in between Pirates and Splash Mountain, across from Pecos Bill, and right beside where the parade comes out. They recently updated their menu. Before, they only had fried chicken sandwiches, some chicken nuggets, boring Disney stuff, but now they have fantastic waffle fry creations. They have 4 new ones. It's a poutine one, a BLT one, a Tex-Mex one.
I want to explain what poutine is to people.
Poutine is brown gravy and cheese curds, usually cheddar cheese curds, served over French fries. It's a Canadian dish.
It's a Canadian
White
delicacy.
cheddar cheese curds.
What's that?
White cheddar.
White. Oh,
cheese
I'm
curds.
sorry.
And it's not usually a brown gravy. There's a special poutine gravy. But
Well,
whatever.
let's just say I got yelled at for calling
Whatever.
these poutine.
You did.
I got yelled at.
Because it's not. Is it not poutine?
It's a version.
Is it Americanized?
It's a good first try.
It's
Wow.
the closest
that
we
wasn't
have.
condescending.
But yeah.
Give him one once in a while.
Yeah.
She's being a poutine. not the right use of that word.
Exactly. They're all pretty good. I think it was as Tex-Mex and then a pulled pork.
Pulled pork with coleslaw.
Yeah, and the BLT ones are kind of like the Figaro fries that were popular at Pinocchio's Village House. And then they had sweet potato nuggets that they top with powdered sugar on it. So it's all very potato-y, but it's really good quality. All the French fry combinations are $5.99 each. The sweet potato nuggets are $2.99. The French fry serving is very small though, so it's $5.99. It's not that much, but you maybe get like 10 French fries in your little boat, so it's not enough for one normal
I wouldn't
American.
even say 10. I'd say probably like 6, 7, or 8 fries.
It's a small portion.
Yeah.
It's a very small portion, so you need to get at least 2 or 3 to really be.
4. Just go for all 4.
Yeah. But no, it's wonderful.
$26 on French fries.
Don't judge me.
Can you use stack credits?
Yeah.
No.
No, only on the sweet potato nuggets.
But it's a step in the right direction for actual high quality food, even though it's made with French fries.
Awesome.
Good.
Thank you, Craig. Sean.
All right. The Captain Cook's quick service location has reopened at the Polynesian. So for the past, 6 months or so, they've had kind of like a fake one set up underneath the stairwell at the Poly. It was kind of like this closet you walked in, and they were making the nachos and stuff in the back. It was actually the cast cafeteria for the Polynesian Resort. So they had it set up there, but now they've renovated the actual location of Captain Cook's. It's pretty much the same. The ordering procedure is different. You no longer use the touchscreens to order your food. There's an actual cast member there that you talk to. The menu is essentially the same. There's some new additions, and some things have left. The nachos are still there.
The grown-up grilled cheese, I didn't see
Is
it.
no longer there. There's they were testing out some new things in the closet location of Captain Cook's with meatballs. They were just trying other things, but now there's chicken and waffles.
Yeah.
They're trying out chicken and waffles and stuff. But anyway, the Dole Whip machine is gone, and that's what everyone really cares about. There's no longer self-serve Dole Whip in Captain Cook's. However, they're going to be opening up a location in the old Wyland Galleries, which will not be self-serve. It will be kind of a window where you purchase it, and then they
Can I ask you a question
serve
real
it for
quick?
you. Mm-hmm.
You're saying that there might be a quick service location where Wyland Galleries was. The area where the arcade, is there any news on what the arcade next to Captain Cook's will be?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's Trader Sam's.
That's what I thought it
Yeah.
would be.
It's Trader
Yeah.
Sam's Grotto. That's where that's going to go.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, the coolest part for me, I think, in this new Captain Cook's is in the larger seating area. There's 12 vintage designed posters of places
Yeah, that looked cool.
Yeah.
in like
Really
South
cool.
Pacific. And just some insider information. The 12 names on each poster, they represent 12 different places. They're the 12 buildings at the Polynesian Resort. So 9 of them are existing buildings. 2 of them will be renamed. Moorea and Pago Pago will be renamed. And then the new bungalow section out on the water will be called Bora Bora. So that's breaking news. So,
Cool.
yeah. But go check out the posters. They're really nice and the food's good.
I'm very surprised they took out the touchscreen ordering
So am I.
because that was a big investment for them.
It
And for
is,
them to
but
now
I think
change
that those have kind of failed everywhere they've
think
tried
they
them.
have.
Even
I'm surprised
Pago's
they took out
Bills.
the Wyland Gallery. Are you saying they weren't selling $10,000 dolphin paintings?
I can never get my airbrush shark ever again. I'm glad I stocked up.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Sean. That is going to do it for this episode. For those of you watching, stay tuned. We've got the Hawaii show coming up next. I'm very excited about that. And we will see you again next time with another edition of the DIS Unplugged. Thanks for being with us, everyone. And remember, stay out of the damn lakes.